Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Cinetroverts, the only show where the introverted will unite and be cinephiles independently, at home,
by themselves.
Yes. I'm your host, Mondo, and with me is
Tabitha.
And we are back. We are doing episode 2. So, we're just uploading episode 1 now. We're a little behind. We've been busy. We have lives. We have full-time jobs. We are expectant parents. I finished writing a screenplay. Sounds so Hollywood. We were busy. But anyway, we're back. This is episode 2. So hopefully you've heard episode 1 by now. And hopefully some of you will be returning for episode 2. So, yeah, man. It's been a busy week. I saw a bunch of stuff this week, and you saw some stuff, and
saw some stuff.
Yeah, so
I've already seen.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive in. So this week we're going to talk about what we watched, and then we're going to get to this week's releases on video on demand, so you can again be able to view movies without ever having to leave the comforts of your own home and be a true cinetrovert, the cinephile introvert. So, Tabitha, what did you watch this week?
Let me see. This week I just rewatched some old stuff I've already seen. I rewatched some season 1 of Sleepy Hollow, which was kind of fun. It's the only season I've seen because I have heard things, many things about many reasons why I should not bother continuing to watch Sleepy Hollow past season 1.
There's a behind-the-scenes scenes
drama that is, well, it's not like it didn't affect what was actually happening on the show either. Mm. And I can definitely see in the back half of season 1 the start of those complaints manifesting themselves, like the decreased focus on Abby, the increase on Katrina and Crane and their adult baby teenager man. Which has been not affectionately nicknamed by the fandom as a Crane family drama. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I agree with a lot of them that I'm not particularly interested in that, so I don't need to. But season 1 is a lot of fun.
I like how, in the cartoon, the story, well, I don't know, is it the same in the story? Ichabod Crane, is he a school teacher?
He is a school teacher in the original story, yes.
So I like how Ichabod Crane is like one of the original secret agents for President George Washington, or General Washington. Right, yeah. He was a badass back then, and then in the Tim Burton movie, he's like a famous detective, or an unpopular detective, but who's interested in forensic science. That's always funny.
And in the original story, he's just a nerdy, kind of jerkish school teacher, and Katrina's not really interested in him at all.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, so when you first got it on DVD, the first season, because I didn't really watch the show, I watched a good chunk of it with you.
Yes.
And you were watching it the other day, and I think I sat down with you and I saw a minute of it. And I was like, what's really cool? The Headless Horseman with automatic weapons.
That is cool.
There's something kind of geeky and cool about it.
Cannot be denied, yes.
Yeah, it's just kind of I don't know what, there's something off but awesome about it.
It's pretty awesome.
This is the dumbest fucking thing ever. But at the same time, I love it.
Yeah.
But I'm not huge on the show. It was okay, and I'm not really interested in continuing it. But
yeah,
I saw about as much of it as I'm going to as well.
I'll just pretend it was a self-contained.
Yeah, some people like it. Some people have their own reasons for that's cool.
Hey, if you're still watching it and enjoying it, more power to you. By all means. Seriously.
What else did you watch?
What else? I watched Creepshow again. I love that movie, and I get the urge to watch it every once in a while. Yeah, yes. Creepshow's awesome. Yes.
And didn't you just bought what? What did you just buy?
I just got the special edition Blu-ray of Creepshow 2.
Oh, so hot.
And we will be watching that later.
I'm serious, okay, so one of my biggest things I like about you, I'm not going to make this a love fest right now, but one of the most, go on, tell me more about myself. Tabitha, your beard is so twisted.
Yes.
No, but fucking shit. No, I really love Creepshow 2, especially. I mean, I love 1, but 2 I just really like. We'll have to talk about that later. I'll have to do an episode on that. But I'm really attracted to geekiness. That was one of the biggest things that attracted me to you before we got together, or why I stayed with you.
Oh, you're like,
that's the only reason. Oh no,
I hate you.
No, but it's like you're like I want Creepshow 2. I'm like, yeah, that's hot. But no, it's cool. For those of you who don't know, real quick, Creepshow 2 was released. Just released a brand new special edition Blu-ray. By Arrow released it. Now Arrow is awesome. So is Scream Factory and Shout Factory. If you've never heard of them, shame on you. These guys are awesome. They're an awesome DVD distribution company. What they are known for is getting old shows, old series, and cult films. Maybe some of the not most popular films. Some are popular, and they re-release them on DVD and Blu-ray. But they like update everything, like the format, the pictures all clean and clear, and they put a shit ton of extras. And I'm a bonus feature whore. I love behind the scenes documentaries. We mutually love commentaries. Yes.
Commentaries are my favorite.
And so they do new commentaries, old commentary, usually multiple commentary tracks on most of their Blu-rays. They've done so many awesome movies. They've done like oh god, I don't even know where to start. For Christmas, you got me the Scream Factory Blu-ray release of Serpent and the Rainbow.
I sure did.
And
you're welcome.
It's awesome. Thank you. And it's awesome. It's really cool. Rob Galuzzo from Shockwaves podcast and Blumhouse curated the DVD, the commentary with Bill Pullman, which is really cool. So yeah, I mean, right now they're releasing they're getting ready to release the Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Sutherland, Billy Baldwin sci-fi monster robot killer robot movie Virus. If you've never seen it, it's really cool. They're releasing that soon, as well as the Blu-ray of the Psycho remake, which I know what you're saying. I'm saying too. It's sacred. That's a whole nother episode and conversation. But it's going to be packed with bonus features, and apparently they talk about the controversy of the remake and everything.
That's what I'm interested
and apparently
in.
There's like a lot of shit talking. So I want to hear all the dirt.
That's really what I want, because there's no need to watch Gus Van Sant's Psycho.
But I digress.
You can watch Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
Exactly.
But I am definitely interested in hearing what on earth made that movie happen.
Yeah. But let's change. Well, that's going to be a whole. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I just want to say one more quick thing about Creepshow.
Do it.
The DVD that I have has no special features because that is the first DVD I ever owned. So
is it really?
Yes.
Oh, that's so hot.
So it is very special to me. I got it when I was, I want to say 11, and I would we only had a DVD player you could only watch them on the computer at that time, so I would go down to my dad's basement and just watch it on the computer like all day for an entire summer, basically, is what I did.
That's cool.
So I should spring for a better edition with bonus features, but I can't give that DVD up.
You know what my first DVD was?
What?
Ollie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So what else did you see this week, by the way?
Well, last night, you and I went to go see Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers!
Probably would have fit better into episode 1, but here we are.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And it was good. It was solid.
It's thoroughly enjoyable. Sorry. No, it's really fun. It's definitely a preteen, teenage movie.
Yeah.
So there's if you want to be a jerk, there's flaws in it. You can pick it apart all day, but it's fun. It's cool.
It's fun, and I feel like they really did try and be a character-driven film, which is nice to see.
There are cameos. One of the Rangers is autistic, which is really cool. I don't know, it's very open. I don't know, it's cool.
I think they did
a
pretty good diversity job.
Bryan Cranston is Zordon, was awesome. Bill Hader's Alpha 5 was really dope. And yes, he does ay, but he doesn't do ay like Alpha 5 does in the show. He does that was funny.
Yeah, I'm not really, I don't know much about the show. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I was all about it.
Yeah, but I enjoyed this movie. I did. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. So we won't get into it too much because we don't want to spoil anything for you.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
It's worth a watch.
Yeah, go check it out. I think if you're a fan, you probably enjoy it.
Totally. It's fun. It's fun. Do you watch anything else this week? Anything else?
No, not really.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. Well, for myself, I got busy. So after we recorded last week, I went to the movies. You had to work, unfortunately, all weekend.
I did. Yeah.
So
I usually get out of my weekends, but I couldn't last weekend.
Yeah. So you had to work. Was it 15 straight days?
It's 12.
No, 12 days.
It's 12,
okay.
yeah.
I'm bad at math. But anyway.
So am I.
Yeah. So, but, so you were tired because you had to get up and go to work, which is fine. So I went to the movies. And there's a second-run theater in town. And I went to go see, I saw 2 movies. I saw Hacksaw Ridge. Excellent. I saw The Founder. Also excellent. If you don't know what The Founder is, it's with Michael Keaton. He plays Ray Kroc, the man who founded, bought and stole kind of McDonald's. And doesn't sound interesting, but it's really fascinating. It's super good. It's really funny. The acting is solid. Keaton gives one of the best performances of his career. Not just Birdman is just kind of like kind of him reinventing himself, kind of coming back. This was solid. It was so good.
I do want to see it because I remember hearing the story of McDonald's in my high school civics class or something like that, but I can't remember details. I knew it didn't end well for the McDonald brothers, though.
Yeah, no, it didn't. But definitely see it. It's great. I imagine it'll be hitting DVD very soon. And, of course, with our weekly new releases, I'll be sure to keep you posted on when that's coming out. I stayed, during the week, I've been watching Iron Fist. I finally finished Luke Cage. And then I've been watching Iron Fist, and
even more or less
I could talk so much about here's the thing. Marvel set their standards so high with their Netflix shows. Daredevil, pretty good. Jessica Jones, awesome. Daredevil Season 2, epic proportions. And Luke Cage, just not really interesting. But Iron Fist sounded awesome because it's a kung fu story, whatever. Awful. Just the fight scenes are terrible. There's, the plot is all over the place, and character motives are kind of, I don't know, they're very hypocritical. I don't know. There's just so much. It's like Danny Rand, Iron Fist, is spent 15 years with monks training to be the ultimate ninja warrior, and centers his chi. He's always talking about his chi, but he's got anger issues. That just sounds like an oxymoron. It's just...
Right. So you're not that centered, dude.
Well, I'm trying to get through it just for the Defenders, because I'm looking... That's supposed to be with all of them. Uh-huh. But it's not... I don't know. But anyway, I'm on episode 10 right now. I got 3 left. Done. I'm just forcing myself to get... I'm hardly paying attention to it. I'm more listening to it and doing stuff online or whatever. Mm-hmm. But force myself through it. So, Dave Chappelle has got 2 brand new specials. They're an hour-long specials, so 2 hours of Dave Chappelle. Brand new comedy. They just hit Netflix. Really funny. Really cool. So if you like Dave Chappelle, you like stand-up comedy, this is his comeback. If you saw him host SNL a few months ago, really solid. So, yeah, this is fun. So if you're into that kind of thing, totally watch it. So that's pretty much what I watched this week, which was a lot. But I somehow managed to squeeze in 40 hours of work this week as well. But anyway.
That is impressive.
Thank you. I traded sleep for movie watching.
See, I can't do that.
But, all right, so real quick, we'll go over our weekly releases. So, again, we like to talk about, as a Cinetroverts, you don't want to go out and braze the public. If you don't want to go to the movie theater, you don't even want to go to Redbox, you just want to stay home, watch movies. We got plenty of stuff that just came out on pay-per-view and on demand. So some stuff you can order online or Amazon or whatever. We got Rogue One. Rogue One is now available streaming, so you can totally check that out. Rogue One was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I don't know, did you like it? I know you're not huge on Star Wars, but
I liked it though.
It's cool.
It's a good movie.
Yeah,
for
I love
sure
it.
is.
That Darth Vader hallway fight scene is epic.
The last scene alone,
yes. It makes the whole movie worth it.
It really does.
It's as good as the Batman warehouse scene in Batman vs Superman. It's just awesome. Sing, the animated movie with the animated American Idol type movie with animals.
Yeah.
Zootopia meets American Idol.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, so Sing came out. An indie horror film came out that apparently is really good with Ethan Embry. It's called The Devil's Candy. That just came out. A friend of mine, my friend Billy and Shannon, both really loved it. And apparently it's really good. It looks really twisted. It's basically... about a painter who's possessed by satanic forces after he and his young family move into their dream home in rural Texas. So it's like a haunted house kind of movie. It's got Ethan Embry as a tattoo artist or something like that. No, he's a painter, excuse me. Sherry Appleby is kind of like the girl in the movie from, you know her from Roswell. And guess who, like, plays a killer in the movie?
Who?
Pruitt Taylor Vince. Pruitt Taylor Vince is the killer from Identity. You got that crazy shifty eye thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that movie is just came out, brand new release. I don't think it came out theatrically at all, but straight to VOD, so you can get that. The Bryan Cranston, James Franco father-daughter love story comedy. Well, I mean, not a father that loves a daughter, but Why Him with James Franco and Bryan Cranston. Looked kind of terrible, but anyway, that just came out. So if that's your kind of thing, there you go. And Assassin's Creed, based on the video game. I never really played Assassin's Creed.
No,
apparently,
me neither.
I don't know. I've never heard if the movie was good or bad. I know it didn't flop, but I know it didn't do well.
Yeah, I think
it just kind of there.
Came and went.
Yeah, so if that's your thing, yeah, Assassin's Creed is now out. You can order it on Amazon. Netflix dropped a bunch of cool stuff. Iron Fist came out, so I mean that's not so cool, but that happened. Dave Chappelle specials, which I mentioned. Deja Vu, Denzel Washington's time travel movie, and where Jim Caviezel had just finished playing Jesus in Passion of the Christ, so his next movie was to play a bomber.
Of course.
In Deja Vu, directed by the late Ridley Scott. No, sorry,
Tony
sorry,
Scott.
Tony Scott. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. No, not Ridley. No.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right. I'm fine. But Deja Vu is also on Netflix. Mystery Science Theater 3000. If you're into that, we are both Mystery Science Theater fans.
Yes.
But this is the first season, so apparently not so great.
Oh, it's not that it's not so great. I'm just saying Mystery Science Theater had a learning curve. That's all.
It just hit Netflix, I guess, in lieu of the new series coming out. So that's now on Netflix.
That's dropping on my birthday, actually.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Oh, thanks.
A movie called Hollow Point with Patrick Wilson and John Leguizamo. It's a crime thriller in vein of No Country for Old Men. Looks pretty interesting. I wanted to see it. That just hit Netflix, as well as Come Find Me. I just found out that got added. It's with Aaron Paul, he of Breaking Bad. Mr. White, bitch. That just got added to Netflix. He plays like a photographer. His girlfriend gets kidnapped and just vanishes, and he starts looking into it and finds like this whole, I don't know, circus of deceit or something. I don't know what really, but I haven't seen it yet. That just got added. I want to check that out. I just learned about it literally minutes before we started recording. So yeah, I totally want to see that. And then last but not least, I really want to see this Train to Busan. Train to Busan is a Korean zombie film. And I know everyone's all burned out on the zombie genre, especially with Walking Dead and everything else. But I'm still a Walking Dead fan, even though sometimes I admit it's kind of losing me. But I do love it. This movie is apparently awesome. I have not seen it, but everyone I've talked to that has seen it, or people I just hear that have seen it, say it's awesome. And Korean horror films and genre films are dope as hell. I mean, I Saw the Devil.
I Saw the Devil was really good.
Yeah, not literally, but yeah, I Saw the Devil. No, it's a great movie. It's really solid.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, watch that. I don't think it's still on Netflix, but I think it's on a couple different Shudder. If you have Shudder through Amazon or just have Shudder on its own, totally get it through that. Shudder's like $5 a month. It's just it's a streaming service with nothing but horror and genre films. Pretty cool. $5 a month. Not bad at all. So this episode is brought to you by Shudder. So anyway,
wish.
Yeah, I wish. So yeah, check that out. But that is our release list for the week. Oh, Pete's Dragon.
Oh, that also got added to Netflix.
That furry looking thing that's not a dragon. I don't know. It's a dragon, but it's furry. That's weird. Is that feathers or fur? It's fur.
It looks like fur.
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard. But anyway.
Oh, really?
Hey, it's got what's his name that you like?
Oh, Carl Urban?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, there you go. So leave me alone.
That's true.
Yeah. So, so that's pretty much, that wraps up this week's releases. So if you want to be a true Cinetrover, don't want to leave the house, you got plenty of viewing options. So let's go ahead and dive into this week's topic. Ta-da-da! So last week we talked about reboots, and that was fun and a little debatable. And we noticed, because it was our first episode, we did ramble on a bit. So this week we're going to talk about movies that are set on the road. On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. Yeah, anyway. So we got a list that we compiled of a few movies. And I mean, there's a longer list. There's a lot of movies we wanted to talk about. A lot of horror films we wanted to mention. But you know what? We're going to save that because I mean, I love horror films so much, and I love genre films, and I wanted to focus on cult films. Like, this show is basically going to be about cult movies and movies that we love and stuff that's very nostalgic to us. But we'll do an episode on horror road movies at some point. But there are a couple on this list, like The Hitcher, that we love, but we're not really going to talk about that one too much. But let's go ahead and dive into this. So, first road trip movie I'm going to talk about is, in my opinion, the ultimate road trip movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yes, the great John Candy and Steve Martin. Movie is awesome. If you haven't seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, you are missing out on life. It's a great Thanksgiving movie, actually. There are very few of those. So we got Christmas movies and Halloween movies galore. Not a whole lot of Thanksgiving movies.
That's true, you're
right. There's a few. There are some out there.
Yeah.
Like Dutch. Dutch is a great one. Dutch is a Thanksgiving movie with Ed O'Neill and young Ethan Embry.
What's that one with Robert Downey Jr.? Home for the Holidays?
Home for the Holidays, another Thanksgiving movie, yeah.
I like that movie.
But, so not only is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles a great Thanksgiving movie, it's, in my opinion, the ultimate road trip movie. Basically, Steve Martin plays an ad executive who is on his way home. He's leaving New York to get to Chicago. And he ends up at an airport and nearly misses his flight because someone steals his cab. The guy that steals his cab, John Candy. John Candy is a shower curtain ring salesman, which is like really random. It's like, well, okay, what do you do for a living? I sell shower curtain rings. It's kind of really weird. But no, it's, and then they basically are on the plane. There's a huge blizzard and their flight gets grounded. So now, basically, they need to travel to they're both going to Chicago. So they end up on the road together. And this movie is really funny. It's hilarious. John Candy does this really, like, leeching, annoying kind of thing of kind of milking Steve Martin for all he's worth, but at the same time, not doing it on purpose. He's lovable, but he's, like, such an ass.
Yeah, he is.
But it's so funny. You haven't seen the whole movie.
Not the whole movie.
You should be ashamed
But the parts
of yourself.
I have seen, I'm like, ooh, yeah, he's pretty insufferable.
Yeah, they like the first part of the movie. They says like, "Hey, let's go. Let's." He's like, "I'll tell you what. If you pick up the cab fare, I'll make sure you get a hotel room tonight once their flights, grounded." So they go to the hotel, and he basically convinced them, "He's like, hey, do you still honor those prepaid some odd credit cards?" No, it was like Steve Martin's like, "I'll just get it." So he's like, "Oh, you get the ring." He's like, "Thanks. Look, we're saving money already." Oh, blah blah blah. And so it's kind of like he finds ways like that to kind of manipulate him into buying stuff. So it basically pays for his whole trip home. They get robbed that night while they're sleeping. There's one of my favorite sequences. It's really gross. Is John Candy? Steve Martin's taking a shower. He uses a majority of the hot water, apparently. Then the water just goes off, because this is a really shitty motel. So the water goes off, so he's got soap in his eyes. And then he's like, oh, it's all right, I'm out of here. So he gets out of the shower, and the bathroom is a mess. It's like a mess. John Candy put his medicine, his, pills and sprays and, dirty towels, everywhere. The bathroom is just a mess. And there's this part where Steve Martin, he steps out of the shower, he steps on a soaking wet towel, which is, for some reason, a really gross feeling. You ever step on a soaking wet towel? Or soaking wet anything?
Yes.
It's weird. It's just something slimy and about it that's just weird. But, so funny. My second favorite scene is Steve Martin, he finally breaks free of John Candy, so he goes to rent a car. So he goes to the airport, a bus drops him off. The car's not in the spot that was supposed to be rented for him. So there's no car. So he's pissed. And then he throws his ticket and yells, tries to chase the bus to get back to the airport terminal. Bus is gone. So he has to hike a few miles across the runway, which would never happen now, and get back into the airport, where he meets the the customer service agent, who is working at the desk for the car rentals. And it's so great. He goes up to her, and the movie is, I think, PG-13, pretty sure. But if I know, it would have gotten an R. There's no cussing really in the movie, except this one scene. Steve Martin goes nuts and drops like, I don't know, 17 F-bombs in one scene. Like, they use it up. Like, it's just so funny. He walks up to the customer agent, and she's like, how may I help you? He's like, you could start by wiping that fucking smile off your rosy fucking cheeks. And you can get me a fucking car. A fucking automobile. A fucking Datsun. A fucking Ford. A fucking Tune. And she's like, I really don't appreciate how you're talking to me. He's like, I don't fucking appreciate how your people left me in the middle of fucking nowhere and took me to a fucking car and gave me keys to a fucking car that wasn't fucking there. Yeah. Like, he just drops all the F-bombs. It's so funny. And then she's like, okay, well, where's your rental agreement? It's like, I threw it away. And she's like, oh dear. He's like, oh dear, what? She's like, you're fucked. It's so funny. The woman that played that role, it's Edie McClurg. She was, I don't know, she's in so many movies. You'll know her from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, she is the secretary for Mr. Rooney.
Oh, yeah.
It's like really funny. She is apparently, she's done like a lot of stuff. She's done a ton of movies. She's actually a voice in Little Mermaid. She's Carletta, the like head housemaid.
Okay.
When she I'm pretty sure I'm pretty positive that's her. But she's the one that like sees Louie. She's like, Louie, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like it's so funny. But yeah, that's just really awesome. But I love Planes, Trains, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Gosh, I can't talk today. It's really funny. It's actually really moving. At the end of the movie, you find out that John Kennedy's wife's been dead for a while, and he goes to Chicago just to be, because that's where he lives, but he's alone. Steve Martin kind of puts it together and takes him home with him and kind of like takes him in, and it's a very sweet movie, and then he's, it's good. It's great. I love it. Very timeless, very classic. But yeah, so that's the first movie. Next movie on our list is
Dumb and Dumber. It's my ultimate road trip movie.
Hey,
in my opinion.
You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Dumb and Dumber's awesome.
Yes,
I love Dumb and Dumber.
I love that movie. Love it.
And what's funny is you brought this to my attention. Like, I mean, it's a comedy. It's really great, but I didn't really consider it a road trip movie. So you're like, Dumb and Dumber. We talked about this topic.
What would you call it?
Well, no, I mean, it's just a comedy to me. But like, I didn't really put it in the subgenre as a road trip movie. Like, I didn't think about it that way.
Huh.
I just didn't think about it. It wasn't, I'm not dumb. Kind of.
Are you?
I have dumb. But yeah, I just didn't consider it that way. I mean,
yeah, I always think it is. Not only is it's hilarious, it's one of my favorite comedies. I think it's got a great soundtrack. I love the soundtrack to that movie. It
does. Smashing Pumpkins, yo.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. The sequel that came out a couple years ago, it's actually not terrible.
It was okay.
It was okay. It could have been much, much worse, as evidenced by 2003's Dumb and Dumber.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I didn't.
Oh, terrible.
So at least this wasn't that.
Yeah.
But obviously, it can't touch the original. It's a great movie. I don't know what my favorite scene is. Gosh, I don't know, so many great scenes, but it's so quotable.
They got the monkeys.
They were a huge influence on the Beatles.
One of my favorite jokes in Dumb and Dumber, and I didn't understand it for a long time until later, and then once I realized it was the funniest joke to me, is like, excuse me, what is the soup du jour?
It's the soup of the day.
That sounds good. I'll have that. Like, I don't know why I didn't really understand that. Because I was young and stupid. But, it's so funny.
I love Parakeet Petey. He's dead.
What? How?
His head fell off.
That's so funny. His head fell off. That's it. I can't take it. We get no food. We get no jobs. Our pets have to fall off. Like, it's so funny.
And you know what's great is that's like Jim Carrey at like his peak there.
Yeah.
In the early to mid 90s.
That's after Ace Ventura and the Mask. So he's like the hottest thing right now.
But I think Jeff Daniels holds his own with him.
Dude, Jeff Daniels is so great in everything.
Yeah.
Jeff Daniels can literally do anything. Lord, just help. No, I think, but here's the thing that I think part Dumb and Dumber 2 was missing. there's a scene in the first one which is really funny, and it's like, you know, overly dramatic on purpose, but it humanizes them. You know, like there's a part where it's like, you know what I'm tired of, Harry?
Oh, that,
I'm sick and tired, you know, most important, I'm sick and tired of not having nobody. Like, it's...
Yeah.
It like, it makes them, like, you realize, like, these are people. They're really stupid. It's a slapstick comedy, but they're people.
Yeah.
They're people. They're real people. And
come on.
You
They
know,
have feelings and stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know, for some reason, the second one just banked it on the jokes, not them just being people. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, or if I'm explaining it right, or when I'm trying to get my point across the right way. But, yeah, it's just kind of, you know.
No, I see what you're saying. I do. I think it's... Yeah, the first one definitely has more heart to it.
Yeah.
I think it's got a great supporting cast, too. You got Charles Rocket in there. He's really good.
Mike Starr.
Mike Starr, yeah.
Karen Duffy.
Terry Garr's in there for a few minutes.
Is Terry Gar in it?
Yeah, she's the stepmother. Mary's stepmother.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
Uh-huh.
Duh.
Like I said, briefly in it, but she's there. Lauren Holly. Lauren Holly looks great in that movie.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I watched it, really, I caught it halfway through in the middle of the night, and it was right in the middle of Lloyd's dream sequence.
Yeah.
So I was kind of confused as to what I was watching at first, and then he woke up.
I love the dream sequence. I like, I want to know the whole story he tells in that movie, where he's like, what does he do? He's like, so she says, do you love me? And I said, no. That's a real nice scheme, ass. And they're laughing so hard. I'm like,
No.
I mean, the punchline's not funny, but I'm like, I'm just curious. I wonder what the whole joke was.
That whole dream sequence is hilarious. Just that he would imagine a waiter blatantly coming onto her.
Hitting on his woman.
And then, he fights him, and then, chefs wielding cleavers come in.
Dude, I love that.
It's amazing.
That really lame kung fu like sequence where like that stereotypical thing where like the chef is like a kung fu master.
Puts his heart in a doggy bag.
Yeah, oh, it's so funny. Did you ever notice before he puts the heart in the doggy bag, he like gets the bag in his hand and he uses one hand to like open it.
Yeah.
Like he like does a flicking motion. But you ever notice you hear a bark?
No.
It's a doggy bag. So like it says doggy bag on it. So when he does the flicking thing to open the bag to put the heart in, he flicks the bag so you hear the paper go, you know? You'll hear, arr! You never notice that?
No.
Yeah.
The ending is so perfect too when they have this great setup for them that just, falls into their lap and they blow it because they're idiots. And it's great. I love it. And so they just walk off onto the highway because they don't have a vehicle anymore.
Like, well, some lucky guy's going to be going out with them, blah, blah, blah. I wonder if we're going to get our break.
Don't worry, we just got to keep our eyes open.
So funny.
Such a great movie. It really is.
So funny.
Yeah, love that movie.
Did you ever see the extended version? I think we've talked
I have the extended version,
Oh, right, yeah. So, basically, Seabass in that movie, King of Ass, Seabass!
Yeah.
That scene is longer with them in the men's room in the stall.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, you swear Jim Carrey's about to get raped. Like, seriously. He's like, he's screaming, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, I forgot what he says, but he says something like, Seabass is like, oh, you're about to suck on something right now. I don't know. It gets really rapey, and it's freaky. I'm like, holy shit, this movie just got dark. Like, I'm glad they cut it out.
Yeah.
Cut it down. It was just like, damn.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, a lot of the stuff in the extended version, I understand why it was cut.
All right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and move on. That's an awesome movie. Next road trip movie, Joyride.
Oh, yeah.
I love Joyride, man. Joyride's a cool movie. It's just like, I don't know, like J.J. Abrams actually co-wrote and produced that movie.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So, people talk crap about J.J., I think it's awesome. Yeah, Joyride's awesome. Started Paul Walker, Steve Zahn, Lily Sobieski. And Lily Sobieski. Who, is she even around anymore?
I haven't seen her in anything in a very long time.
Well, what's funny is this movie started like kind of a franchise. There's like 3 or 4 movies now.
I've actually seen the second one.
Yeah. Well, it's also...
Or maybe it was the third one. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. I've seen one of the sequels.
I don't know if he's actually credited, but Ted Levine Buffalo Bill, is actually the voice of Rusty Nails.
You know, now that you say that, that makes... Yeah, I hear that.
I mean, he doesn't hide his voice, but, I mean...
Right,
I don't think he's actually credited in the movie, but... Or maybe he is, I don't remember.
Captain
It's been a while.
Stottlemyre, that's definitely him.
Yeah, from Monk.
Yeah.
No, I love Ted Levine. But, yeah, no, he's like... Candy cane, Baba Black Sheep.
Oh, he's really creepy, too.
I need to find candy cane. You really should get that fixed.
Your tail light.
You about a size 14 candy cane?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
God, I love that movie. It's just like, I mean, it's a prank. It's gonna happen to anyone. CB radio, like, I mean...
Yeah, if you're a jerk, I guess. It could happen to anyone.
So, real quick, you haven't seen it, real quick plot. Paul Walker plays a dude who's driving cross country to pick up his childhood friend or possible love interest, Lily Sobieski, from another college. And on his way, he finds out his brother, played by Steve Zahn, got arrested, so he goes to bail him out. He's like, hey, I'm driving home. I can drop you off. Or, no, Steve Zahn says, I'm going this place, which is on the way to where you're going. Drop me off. So they get in the car and they're driving.
Steve Zahn picks up a CB radio.
Yeah, and like at some point I guess Paul Walker's taking a shit or he's on the phone or something. He comes back and they're installing they're installing a CB radio in his car. He's like, you put holes in my car. He's like, hey man, it's a CB radio, man, it's cool. And he starts messing around with it, and eventually they start talking to Rusty Nails. And Rusty Nails is the guy's CB handle for a trucker. He's a truck driver. This is the CB handle, Rusty Nails. And Steve Zahn pretends to be Black Sheep. He's like, hey, pretend you're Candy Cane to Paul Walker. And Paul Walker's like, hey. Well, he sounds like a dude, obviously. But
I don't know how anyone fell for this and thought that it was a real woman.
For some reason, Rusty Nails gets like really turned on for whatever reason.
And totally believes this is a woman who is into him.
Right. And they start like dirty talking on the CB radio. Like,
yeah,
hey, let's turn the channel.
Start really messing with
So I'm wondering how many people heard it. He's like,
that's a good question.
He's like, I took off your bra.
I wonder if anyone.
She's like, well, I just take off my bra. Now what you gonna do to me? You know,
their wives. Yeah, I overheard this weird conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard. I mean, so they're like dirty talking on the CB.
Yeah, so they eventually come across this motel and some jerk at a motel, and they decide to mess with both of them and try and set Rusty Nails up to go to that guy's room.
Yeah, they come to this room, and it's the guy like it's like room 8.
And they think, oh, that'll be funny. They'll both get theirs.
Yeah.
But Rusty Nails doesn't take kindly to this at all.
So
and that's actually, I think, for my money, my favorite scene. Just them listening through the walls.
Yeah, because you hardly hear it. You hardly hear
some muffled stuff, but it's so tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's really well done.
The thing is, he finds out, he gets pranked, and he doesn't take it kindly, because for some reason, Rusty Nails is really, like, apparently ugly. I mean, you see a glimpse of him. You don't actually see him.
No, you
see, like, his silhouette.
Really see
him. He's fat, and apparently he's ugly. That's all you really know. And because at one point, he's like, well, Rusty Nail, what do you look like? He's like, I don't think I'd be what you expect. He's like, well, you're a man with a heart, ain't you?
That's all I expect.
Yeah. So he's like,
Please.
He's like, and you can bring me some pink champagne? So he brings a bottle of pink champagne. It's pouring rain. So he's humiliated. He's like, someone's into me. But he's humiliated. So he's literally a psychopath or sociopath. So he, I guess, somehow... Well, I guess he kind of figures it out in some way, but he starts stalking the guys on the CB radio.
He finds it because they start answering his calls again, because they hear him calling for Candy Cane, and then they kind of get on there and confess that, just stop. But then again, he is kind of like right behind them when this is happening. Yeah. Because that's when he said, you really should get that fixed.
Get what fixed? Your tail.
So he must have known before then, right?
Yeah, no, he was following them already.
Yeah, he must have known somehow. Maybe because they got picked up by they didn't get picked up, but they went and talked to the cops.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
So it's pretty.
And then he stalks and he follows them through the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm. The movie,
and they pick up Lily about halfway through.
Yeah, and then they think it's over, but then she gets involved.
Yeah, by the time they pick her up, they think it's over and done with.
There's like
an
alternate third cut of the movie.
There's several alternate endings.
There's a lot of shit in that movie.
A lot, like some of it. In some cuts that I've seen, the movie kind of ends at the cornfield. That part.
Yeah.
There's really the motel stuff. None of that happens.
Yeah.
But I like the ending. I like the stuff at the motel. I think it's pretty suspenseful.
John Dahl, who directed it, I mean, he's got a really cool filmography. He did this really cool psychological thriller called Unforgettable. He did Rounders, the Matt Damon, Edward Norton, John Malkovich poker movie. It's really solid. He's directed a lot of TV. He's directed episodes on Breaking Bad, Battlestar Galactica,
nice.
True Blood, Arrow, Homeland, Shameless. Dexter. He's done like one episode of almost every season of Dexter. House of Cards, Justified. He directed 6 episodes of that.
Oh, no kidding.
Hannibal, Jessica
Love
Jones. Unfortunately, he did an episode on Iron Fist.
Well,
but
maybe it was the best one. You don't know.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's a really cool movie.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
not
fun. It's a
great
good
or anything,
It's a popcorn flick.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I was pretty young when it came out, so I saw it at a neighbor's house, and then my mom would not let me watch it again, even though I'd already seen it. So eventually, I wore her down, and she let me get it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on. We're going to dive through the next couple titles here. So let's go ahead and do the next film.
Oh, Crossroads?
Crossroads. This is all you, man. You got this one.
Oh, leave me alone. Okay, so when I was a young lass, there was a very, very, very famous pop star named Britney Spears.
Who?
And before she went a little crazy.
Oh, by the way, we're not talking about the Crossroads with Ralph Macchio.
No. We're talking about Britney Spears. Anyway, she decided to make a teen coming-of-age movie called Crossroads. And as a 12 and 13-year-old, my friends and I adored this movie, and we sang Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman, and, oh god, what was the other one? Overprotected?
She also covered, I think got really popular, I Love Rock and Roll. Yeah,
she did. This movie also stars Zoe Saldana, who's, of course, gone on to great success.
Colombiana.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Taryn Manning.
Taryn Manning is in it. Yeah, she's the other girl.
You know her from 8 Mile? She's not the love interest that's Brittany Murphy, but she's apparently Eminem's baby daddy. Well, alleged baby daddy, because apparently she's not even pregnant. I don't know.
Well, she'd be baby mama.
Baby. Oh my god, did I say baby daddy?
Yeah.
But I'm tired. I've had a long day.
It has.
We did a class today. We're tired.
We did our birth preparedness class today.
Because we're expecting parents, so I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But the other great thing about Crossroads is that it was written by Shonda Rhimes.
Shut up!
Yes.
Fucking she of Scandal and Grey's Anatomy?
She who owns ABC now? Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Which makes perfect sense. And I think it's
so funny.
Of course, I haven't watched it since I was, I don't know, 14. But I remember it being fine for a coming-of-age movie. It's just it's just, 3 girls, childhood friends, they got estranged, they want to go cross-country. Britney Spears wants to find her mom, Kim Cattrall. Mm-hmm. And then they want to go to Los Angeles and become singers. And there are some really silly, overly dramatic stuff. Like, Taryn Manning's character is pregnant. And it turns out she got pregnant via Zoe Saldana's fiance raping her over Christmas break.
Jesus.
Yes. And anyway, and then Taryn Manning ends up losing the baby. She trips down the stairs and loses the baby. Now, before this, she said, yeah.
I didn't know this movie was so deep.
I wouldn't call it deep.
It's very Shonda. Okay, no, I didn't mean the word deep. Attempt of deep. I don't know.
No, before this, they had a nice scene where they're all reconnecting, and she was saying that she was going to put the baby up for adoption, which I think is sort of a looked-over option in movies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In movies, the choice seems to be abortion or parent, and which, I guess is the choice for a lot of people, but I just feel like adoption doesn't really come up that much in fiction, unless it's Juno. So I'm like, all right, cool. That's probably. I think that's a responsible decision because she didn't have a lot of prospects. She was 18. Her life was terrible. So, anyway, but then after she loses the baby, she was like, no, I decided I was going to keep it. I'm like, okay, movie. All right. Yeah. You had me, and then you kind of lost me. And anyway, and then it ends with. It ends terribly. Okay. Because her dad's played by Dan Aykroyd, and
really?
Yes.
Ray Stantz plays your dad?
Yes, I know, it's very sad. But her mom basically ran out on her when she was 2 because she never wanted her or something. And
Brittany?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And her dad, forced her to have her. I'm not sure how you do that, but anyway. So, at the end, her dad wants her to, go to med school and, the usual crap, and she wants to stay out in Los Angeles and be a singer with her friends and her new hot boyfriend. And
which is what you do.
Yeah. So she tells her dad, and this is such a cruel thing to say. I don't think the movie meant it this way, but it is. She goes, "Don't make me do what she did. Don't make me run away." I'm like, wow, so you're basically saying it's completely his fault that she left you guys, and that if you leave him, it's completely his fault. I just think that is a horrible and manipulative thing to say.
Was this basically like her saying like, "I want to follow my dream"? Or
yeah.
Something? Was that what they were trying to do? But it comes off as her being a horrible person.
God, not a horrible person. It's just a mean thing to say. Oh. Anyway, so that's Crossroads. There's not a whole lot to say about it. There are certainly worse teen movies that I've seen, but there's far better ones.
What's funny is Tamara Davis, the director, like, she's done some cool shit. She did Billy Madison.
Oh, did she?
She did Billy Madison. She did CB4, which is a cult comedy classic with Chris Rock. And she also did Half Baked. So she's got some status of, like, making really funny movies. But, yeah, I don't know. Some teams, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you for sure if it's probably not good. Like I said, I haven't seen it since I was 14, but maybe if 12-year-old girls out there would still like it, I don't know. Anyway, next movie.
All right, so next movie is one of my favorites. This is a movie I really, really enjoy. Jonathan Mostow's Breakdown.
Yes,
Breakdown is a cool movie. Really cool road trip movie. It's a thriller horror film. Well, it's not really a horror film, more of a thriller, but it could be a horror film. It's like fucking
parts of it are horrifying.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen this movie, it came out in the late 90s. I love 90s cheese. But it stars Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell and his wife in the movie, played by, I can't remember her damn name off the top of my head.
I know who she is, but I can't think of her name off the top of my head.
I should know this. We need to do research. Before, I want to say Madeline Stowe, but I forget. Anyway, yeah, look that up for me.
Okay.
So anyway, Kurt Russell and his wife are on a road trip.
Oh, Kathleen Quinlan.
Why did I say Madeline Stowe? Madeline Stowe was his wife in Unlawful Entry.
Oh, there, you just got confused.
Okay, that's right. Okay, I got confused. I mean, you know what? It's hard for a cinephile like me to remember so much. Sometimes I got to look it up.
I know. It's a heavy burden being you.
Yes, it is. My knowledge of bullshit is limitless. Apparently not. So basically, Kurt Russell and his wife, Kathleen Quinlan, they're moving. They're driving to, I think they're moving to California?
Probably.
Somewhere? Yeah, they're driving through the desert and they're, on their way to their new life or whatever. They apparently have money problems, this, that, and the other. Anyway, they're driving out and they stop at a gas station and, get snacks, and then their car breaks down. Car breaks down in the middle of nowhere in the desert. So it's like, oh, what are we gonna do? This is the 90s, so they have a cell phone, but it's like not great. There's literally no service.
It's a 90s cell phone.
It's a 90s cell phone, so yeah, they didn't have shit.
You're lucky if it works.
Yeah, it was like a really big brick they're walking around. And they see a truck driver. Truck driver stops. Is like played by the great late, rest in peace, J.T. Walsh. J.T. Walsh comes out and is like, hey, you guys look like you have trouble. He tries to fix their car. Nothing. Really friendly guy. He's like, well, I can give you both a ride down to the gas station. Kurt Russell's like, no, this is our brand new red Jeep Cherokee, 98 red Jeep Cherokee. Can't let anything happen to the truck. We don't want to leave it by itself. And Kathleen Quinlan's like, you know what, honey? You stay here with the truck. Really, if you don't want to leave, you stay here with the truck. And I'll go to town. There's a town a few miles away. There's a diner. I'll go and, call the tow truck. I'll meet you there. Anyway, he's waiting for an hour. Starts messing around with the Jeep and realizes that someone unplugged something. Someone tampered with his engine. Yeah. Unplugged something. So he's like, oh, there we go. So he drives down to the diner about a couple miles away where he said his wife would wait for him. And she's not there. He shows her picture on, hey, I'm looking for my wife. She looks like this, wearing this. No one knows what he's talking about.
Which is just a scary situation.
Which is scary.
To be in the middle of nowhere and your loved one who was supposed to meet you is not there and no one knows anything about it.
So he's looking around, he's like asking people, and people are getting impatient with him because he's like, Kurt Russell's doing, because Kurt Russell's like, hey, listen, pal, and, he can't find his wife, so it's really freaky. Then he starts driving around and he spots the truck.
And this is the scariest part to me.
He spots the truck. And so he drives... he drives basically, chases the truck down, tries to run him off the road. Guy stops his truck. He's like, honking at him. He's like, hey. J.T. Walsh pulls over. He's like, can I help you? He's like, hey, my wife, where'd you leave my wife? You said you were taking her to dinner. She's not there. And he's like, sir, I've never seen you in my life.
Yeah, and he just acts like he doesn't. And that's so scary to
what?
me.
And like for a second, he starts questioning his sanity. He's like, no, my wife. He's like, buddy, I've never seen you before. He's like, maybe your wife just left you. He's like, she didn't just leave me. A cop pulls over.
Yeah, she got in your truck, and you drove up. And that to me is scary. When you know something happened and this other person is completely denying it.
Yeah, and a cop drives by, played by the great Rex Linn. He of, God, I forgot what TV show he was on. He's on one of the CSIs. He's a sheriff.
Oh, was he?
But he's also in Cliffhanger. I love him in Cliffhanger. He plays a rogue FBI agent.
CSI Miami.
CSI Miami. That's when he was on. Yeah, he's in Cliffhanger. He's in a lot of. He's the FBI agent in Rush Hour.
Oh yeah. Sure
yeah. He's got a mustache. He's kind of known for his signature mustache. Texas fella. Anyway, he plays a sheriff. Sheriff gets involved, and he's like, you need to leave this trucker alone. He clearly has never seen your wife, So it's just crazy. And then you basically find out that this trucker and a bunch of other guys run the scam.
Targeted them.
Yeah, they target them, because they look like they have money. They're city people with money, which they don't have. But basically it's a scam where they'll kidnap somebody, force their significant other to get the money, ransom, and then apparently kill them both. It's a thing they've been doing, and oh man, it's a good movie.
Yeah, so then the rest of it
really
is
suspenseful.
Kurt Russell figuring this out and trying to get his wife back.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
It's really good.
Suspenseful.
So if you've never seen it, definitely watch it. It's really great.
Yeah.
So I love that movie. But I think it might be on Netflix. I know it was for a while.
Is it?
You could probably buy it on it. It's worth a buy, just a blind buy. You probably get it for like $5 at on Amazon or something. It's a cool movie. It's a good, cool popcorn movie.
Yeah, if you like a good thriller.
I want to watch that again now. Talking about it makes me want to watch it. I haven't seen it in a while.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move to our next movie because we're a little low on time here, but we're going to go ahead and go to our next movie.
Vacation.
National Lampoon's Vacation.
I was so surprised that you've seen it, but you're not as familiar.
I don't remember. I don't know why. I'm blanking out. John Candy plays a security guard at Wally World, right?
Yes,
okay,
yes, he does.
So I remember that. Okay.
It's that's a classic. It really is. I love Vacation.
It's really funny. I mean, I remember bits and pieces. I meant to rewatch it this week before the show, before we recorded this, but I got so wrapped up in my Dave Chappelle and Iron Fist.
Oh yeah, the Iron Fist that you've been enjoying so much.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, this is John Hughes' first script, or one of his first screenplays. I want to say, because
what it is, yes, John Hughes wrote it, and Harold Ramis directed it.
Whoa! Wait, Harold Ramis directed Vacation?
Yes.
Shut up.
That's another reason I was surprised.
How did I not know that?
That you weren't that familiar with it.
Oh, I'm a loser. Oh, no.
You didn't know that?
Well, yeah, because I know that John Hughes kind of began as a writer for a magazine. I think I don't know if it was National Lampoon, but he was writing for a magazine and he wrote the story. Like, a long time ago, like way before. I think Mr. Mom might have been one of his first screenplays. But no, he had written Vacation as a story in the magazine. It was like, apparently they used to do that. They used to put out magazines and there'd be stories in them. Like, I know Stephen King did that. Like, I think, no, it wasn't Carrie. It was something. He wrote,
he
they
did
used to do that. They used to just have, it was kind of like Reader's Digest.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
That's why Oliver Twist is a long, horrible monstrosity of a book.
Really?
Because he was publishing it in increments in a magazine and getting paid by the installment, which is why that book is never ending.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, that had nothing to do with anything.
So, in the cast, we got Chevy Chase, who, was he fresh off SNL at that point?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close, yeah. And Chevy Chase, has got a very, very small number of movies that are actually watchable, so... Beverly D'Angelo plays the wife.
Yeah.
And Michael Hall is the son.
That's right, he is, isn't he? That would explain his Breakfast Club casting.
Oh, there you go. I didn't even thought about that.
John Hughes.
Yeah, but I think Vacation is hilarious. It's a little odd in how it treats the infidelity angle, which is just kind of brushed off. when he...
Is it when he's driving and he sees that woman on them?
He keeps seeing her throughout the whole drive.
Right.
And then he ends up getting in the pool with her. And then, I forget what happens, but they get caught. And then it's just kind of brushed off. He's like, oh, honey, sorry. She goes, is that who you want? No, of course not. And that's the end of that. I'm like, oh, all right then. I guess we all learned something here. And then, of course, the payoff when they actually get to Wally World and it's closed and he loses his mind. And it's great. It really is. It's great from start to finish. All the shenanigans they run into with the dog and the aunt or the great aunt, and I just think it's a really funny movie. I'm just really surprised that you.
I don't know why.
It just because it seems like it's up your alley. That's
folks. At this point, we're only two episodes in. If you know me personally, even if you don't, just from listening, obviously we know a lot of movies. And sometimes, unfortunately, things just slip through the cracks. I mean, it didn't because I've seen it, technically.
You're
but
right.
I'm just not up to date on it. Like, there are a billion movies that I've seen, and there are a few that I have seen, but I just don't remember watching them.
That's fine. I was just surprised about that.
I know this should be an exception. It's really, you should know this movie by heart. And
well, just because you like Harold Ramis, don't you?
I love Harold Ramis.
Yeah, so that's why I was kind of surprised.
I love Bedazzled.
You love Bedazzled?
He directed Bedazzled. Bedazzled's funny.
I know, but
I obviously love Ghostbusters.
You say that like it's his crowning achievement.
It's not his crowning. Oh Lord, it's not. I mean, what would you say? Ghostbusters would be his crowning achievement, writing wise.
Writing wise, yeah, probably.
Because Bedazzled's good. Year One's funny.
I like Year One. Everybody hates Year One, but I don't. Yeah. I like Year One.
That's a road movie, technically. I mean, they're not driving, but they're traveling across the plains.
I guess
of biblical territories.
I guess.
I mean, they're on the road. Technically, they're walking.
Okay.
You're like you're just trying to squeeze in Jack Black.
You are
my man crush. One of my many man crushes.
But yeah, if for some reason you have not seen Vacation, you need to see Vacation.
One of the greatest comedies of all time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I did not see the remake from last year.
I did see that.
Why?
It's not very good.
I heard it wasn't.
Well, I mean, I was curious, and I was at Redbox, and I just wanted something to watch. I'm like, that might be funny. I know Charlie Day had a little bit part in it. I'm like, Charlie Day is cool. I'll watch it. And I like Ed Helms. I think it's funny. But it's not...
Yeah, I've definitely heard
not
great things.
I mean, there are a couple funny moments in it. Like, the kid that plays Ed Helms' youngest son, he's supposed to be... What's his name? Ed Helms, Chevy Chase's son. What's his name? Griswold. What's his...
Ed Helms is, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Rusty.
Yeah. Rusty. I couldn't think of his name.
Or Russ, whatever.
Russ. Yeah, he plays, the young Griswold, now a man with his own family, married to Christina Applegate. Their youngest son, is always, he's always bullying the older brother. It's really funny. At one point, they're kind of mocking the scene with the girl in the convertible in the original Vacation.
Oh, really?
Whatever. And there's a younger girl. There's in a car. That's the teenage girl that the oldest son's looking at, and they're kind of flirting. And in the middle of them flirting, the younger brother pulls a plastic bag out of fucking nowhere and puts it over the brother's head, basically suffocating him.
Oh my god!
It's so funny though. It's really random. He's like, "Shut up! You're so stupid." That's how he's talking, literally.
Time to get that kid into therapy.
Yeah, no, he needed help. He had anger issues, and it was little homicidal, but it was still funny. I don't know why that shit made me laugh really hard, but not a great movie. And then Chevy Chase does pop out at the end. He does have a cameo.
Well, what else has he got going on these days?
He's a tool.
Yeah.
But that
by most accounts, yes.
Yeah. So that is pretty much our list. We do have a few things we did want to run over, but a movie I wanted to talk about real quick, we're super fast. We'll just mention these. Tommy Boy is a road trip movie. Mm-hmm. Super funny. Chris Farley, epic Chris Farley. Love Tommy Boy. Awesome movie. We did want to talk about Wolf Creek. We're actually going to probably save a whole episode for that.
For Wolf Creek, yeah.
Yeah, because Wolf Creek is awesome.
Yeah.
Australian horror film.
We're big
really
fans of
good.
Wolf Creek.
Yes. Yeah, that's what the killer does. Wolf Creek's really good. You ever seen it? Don't know anything about it?
John
Watch
Jarrett
it.
is
It's
fantastic
awesome.
in those movies.
Yes. The Hills Have Eyes, the original and remake.
Yes, Hills Have Eyes.
Creepy
disturbing.
road trip movie. And then The Hitcher.
also has Ted Levine.
Oh, yeah. And then The Hitcher.
And The Hitcher, yeah.
Yeah, The Hitcher. I love the original Hitcher with Rutger Hauer. Awesome movie.
C. Thomas Howell. Who's the girl? Is it Jennifer Jason Leigh?
Yeah, it is Jennifer Jason Leigh.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And then the remake was not great. It could have been
It's okay.
It's, I don't remember really. Yeah.
It's not great, but I thought it was alright. I mean,
but the original Hitcher's awesome, though. Like, it's timeless, I feel.
I will say one thing with the remake. At one point, they were listening to David Soul's Don't Give Up on Us, Baby.
Uh-huh.
And I greatly enjoyed that because I'm a huge Starsky and Hutch fan.
Is that the only reason you like the movie?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, when that happened, I'm like, oh my god! That is so cool! No one plays this song!
Well, they did.
Yeah, they get points for that.
They also play I Wanna Fuck You Like an Animal by 9 Inch Nails.
Why do you have to ruin... They also play, I think, Move Along by All American Rejects.
Are we just going to go through the whole soundtrack?
For the soundtrack, yeah.
Just to spite me?
Yes. No, that's all I remember.
I don't remember anything else either. But, yeah, so anyway, that pretty much concludes our list of road trip movies. I hope if you haven't heard any of these, you check them out. Especially Breakdown. Breakdown's just a really cool movie.
Yeah.
So, it's Kurt Russell, and who doesn't love Kurt Russell?
How can you not?
I'll piss on you, Wyatt.
Piss on you, Wyatt.
Yeah, but no, Kurt Russell's awesome, and that's a great movie. But yeah, that's a list of road trip movies. There were more we wanted to talk about, but we only got so much time to do this. So
yeah.
Anyway, but well, that about wraps it up this week. We'll be back next week with a brand new topic. I don't know what we're doing yet. Do we know? We don't know.
We don't know yet. We haven't.
We got a list. We got a whole list of episodes we want to do. So we'll figure it out probably after we finish this right now and talk about it. But we will be back next week with a brand new episode. More lists of recommendations, as well as the movies we saw this week. Right now, we're going to watch Creepshow 2.
Heck yeah, we are.
And any final thoughts, Tabitha?
Not really. Road trip movies are a really fun subgenre for me.
Yeah.
And you guys should probably watch a lot of them, whether they're comedies, horror movies, or there's probably road trip dramas out there.
Yeah. Like
watch those too.
As Good as It Gets, kind of. There's a road trip in the movie.
There's a movie Emilio Estevez made a few years ago called The Way.
I'm rubbing off on you.
Yes, you are. It stars his dad, but it was decent.
Oh, yeah.
It's a road trip movie.
So
and it's a drama.
So is Road Trip. Road Trip the movie. Road Trip.
Is it drama?
No, it's not drama. It's another road trip movie. Sideways is another road trip movie. There are a lot of road trip movies. Mad Max.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike
Back is a road trip movie.
Oh yeah, Mad Max.
Mad Max, yeah. Fury Road.
Yeah.
It's like an hour-and-a-half car chase.
Yeah, awesome. I enjoy road trip movies. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, they're cool movies. Yeah. So, I mean, I wish there was so much more we could talk about. Maybe we will bring them up later on.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 to this at some point.
We could. Yeah, there's enough of them to talk about. Real quick, I want to do a couple shout-outs. Sarissa Linde. Thank you so much. She has designed our original logo that you see on the video.
Thank you very much.
And on our Facebook page, she designed the logos.
And they're beautiful.
Yes.
We love them.
So, Sarissa, you are awesome. You guys looking for any graphic design work, logos, anything like that? Sarissa Linde is awesome. Show her the same amount of respect you show me. None. No, but she's really great. We love you, Sarissa. Thank you so much. Really awesome. I want to also give a shout out to my friend Mark Rose. His series, his online YouTube series and movie review site, filmsthatrock.com. So check out filmsthatrock.com for movie reviews, like, new movie news, that kind of stuff. Podcast, shout out to Comics, COMIX, Comics Podcast with Ash Fierro. Really awesome podcast. Those guys are great. I was on one episode. Definitely check them out, as well as Boys and Ghouls, Cat Canopy Wells, and Marshall Hicks. They have a great podcast as well. So I just want to give those couple shout outs real quick. But that'll wrap it up, guys. So we'll be back next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. So reminding you, Cinetroverts, we unite together as one.
By ourselves
at home. See you next week, guys. Thank you so much.